Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. So this pick a card reading, as you can tell by the title, is what you can expect 7 to 10 days from now after clicking to watch this pick a card reading. Today I decided not to put any crystals. I don't really feel called to, but we'll go ahead and start with pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Go ahead, pause the video if you need more time to pick a pile. Timestamps will be in the description box as well as in the comments. I can't wait to see you guys at your pile. Hello, friends who chose pile number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading you guys the cards. So if you know your tarot, you know what they mean. So we have the Queen of Swords, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Then we have the Chariot in reverse, clarified by the Hangman. Then we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse, clarified by the Ace of Cups. Then we have the Lover's card in the reverse, clarified by the Four of Cups. So right off the bat, I feel like you guys are shifting a lot. I feel like you guys are very much so shifting your mindset. I feel like maybe you guys are done caring too much in terms of like you're caring more than what you should be. And when I mean caring, I mean like you're always the one, like if there's a group project, you're always the one taking on the majority amount of work and everybody else can relax. You're the one friend that everybody goes to get like therapy advice from. You're the one friend who always tries to come up with a solution when the problem that you're trying to find a solution for isn't even yours to begin with. It's somebody else's. But because you're so kind-hearted, because you're so nice, you are trying to help everyone and anyone just because you feel the need to. And in doing so, you've neglected yourself. You've allowed yourself to, not really continue doing things that are supposed to ground you, things that will allow you to release any negativity people have like projected onto you or that you've absorbed just from being out of the house and being by these people who are, taking away from your energy. So energy vampires or situations that are just draining, you know what I mean? So right now I see you as the Queen of Swords, which means I see you laying down your boundaries. I feel like you're like, you know what? No more. I'm done caring. I'm done doing all these things when nobody does it for me. I'm just done. Like what has harboring all these problems, trying to be everybody's, angel on earth, trying to be their therapist. They haven't done this for me, so why should I keep doing this for people? It's good to do it to a certain extent, but you were going all out. It's okay to give 25%. It's not okay to give 99% and leave yourself with the 1%, And so I feel like you guys are really, really like, just like coming to terms with this, acknowledging the fact that you guys have been neglecting yourself. Your self-care routine has probably gone to shit because you haven't had time to take care of you, because you're either really focused on your family, you're focused on your boyfriend, you're focused on your academic career, your work, that you've really not been able to care for you and do things that actually let you relax, that actually let you de-stress, that allow these burdens and these things that you're carrying on a day-to-day basis to just take a deep breath in and just let it out, So with the Queen of Swords, you are setting your boundaries, and in doing so, you're going to find that not only is it going to bring more balance, and not only is it going to bring more relief, but it's also going to start attracting abundance, because the universe is going to be like, okay, great. This person finally learned to stop letting people walk all over them. This person finally, told the world and told the people she surrounds or he's surrounded by that, I have boundaries and you need to respect them. If you don't, I'm going to cut you, because that's the Queen of Swords energy, right? Like she's holding her cute little sword that she's not afraid to stab and cut and just cut ties if you don't respect the boundaries, if you don't respect her views, if you don't respect what she stands for. You're cut. Like you didn't make the cut, sweetie. You're out, like goodbye. So because the Ace of Pentacles is clarifying this energy, it's telling me to tell you that once you mark your circle, once you mark your territory of what people can tread on and what they cannot, what the deal breaker is, the universe is going to start sending more people that not only respect your boundaries, but don't even cross them in the first place. They won't even tread near the line because they respect you and your peace so much, because you deserve it. If you allow people to walk all over you, the universe is like, they don't care about their boundaries. I'm just going to send more people, more things, and keep them stuck in places where people are walking all over them until they can finally learn how to say no. until they can stop taking on more than they probably should because they're neglecting themselves, you know? With the Chariot being in reverse, and it's clarified by the Hangman, again, it's that same type of energy that you're taking a step back. You're trying to refocus on what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe you've taken on a task that wasn't even yours, and you forgot what your true purpose is. Maybe like somebody gave you a work project, is what I'm hearing. Like somebody gave you a really big project that's not even your problem, or maybe they asked for help and they're demanding that you do all of it. And if you don't do it, then you feel bad. You feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Take a step back. Give them back the project. Tell them you did as much as you could. And it's not your responsibility, right? Because with the Chariot being in reverse, it's kind of like when it's upright, it's telling you like you know exactly what you want. So when you're taking a step back, you know that this isn't for you. That this work and these people and these toxic environments and situations you find yourself in, you're like, this isn't for me. I need to take a step back. I need to assert my boundaries, and I need to figure out what exactly I deserve and who I deserve it with, and who I want there to be, like who I want there to be in that particular future, that particular painting or reality, whatever you have in mind, who you want there and how you want them to support you and what type of people you want around you. Now, with the 10 of Wands being in reverse, that's telling me that you're finally like letting this weight be lifted off your shoulders. You're starting to finally understand your worth and your value, and you're starting to see, wow, like I don't want to say that you were such a pushover, but like, wow, like I can understand why people just kept coming to me, because like, you know, I'm like a spider. I do everything at once and I solve them so quickly, and it's just easier for them to give it to me because they know I'm reliable. So because you are so reliable, you're starting to acknowledge all the good traits you have, and in doing so, you're allowing, how should I say, you're allowing yourself to acknowledge all the good things about you and embracing who you are and your, you know, your worth ethic and just how you are as a person. Like this doesn't have to be related to work. It could literally be related to friendships and relationships and family issues, you know, take it as it resonates. But it's telling me that you're just, maybe you had like a really good cry, or maybe a good few cries. I know I have. I cry like all the time. But I feel like you guys probably just had like a little breakdown. Like there was something that broke your back. Like there was a little push or shove that just broke the camel's back, and you're like, you know what, I'm done. Like I can't anymore. Like I physically and mentally can't. So you just cried about it. And in crying and in releasing all those emotions, you started to redirect yourself. You're like, okay, like again with the Hangman, let me take a step back. Let me see what is meant for me. Do I still want to be in this environment? No, I don't. How am I going to get out of it? You know, like that's the type of energy I'm feeling from you guys. And then with the Lovers being in reverse, that's just telling me that you guys neglected yourself, or maybe you guys are neglecting a partnership because of the stress you guys have going on. You know, love doesn't have to just be, you know, your relationship. It could literally be your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your family, and your relationship with your friends. It doesn't have to mean like you are dating someone, you know what I mean? But it can. So take it as it resonates. But one thing I do see, like if this is a partnership you've been neglecting, I feel like your partner or your friends or your family, they're going to reach out to you and be like, hey, are you okay? Like we realize you're kind of focused on other stuff. Like, you know, when you have a chance, you want to hang out, you know, like they're not going to make you feel bad because your mind has been elsewhere, because they see you and they care for you, right? Because that's what the Four of Cups is telling me, is that you're so focused on this, and they're trying to come in and help you and extend a hand in where they can, which is, you know, relieving some of that stress, being there for you so you can talk to them. And maybe they don't understand everything you're going through, but hey, at least they're trying to, you know, they're trying to lend you a shoulder to cry on, you know, a hug if you need a hug, to de-stress, to go get ice cream if you're craving ice cream, you know. They're trying to be there for you in whatever way they can, if you let them. So please let them. I pulled some oracle cards to go ahead and clarify the messages, so let's go ahead and see. So we have expect powerful change, new moon and eclipse, and yes, I think the change is going to be very powerful because, again, you're asserting your boundaries. You have the Queen of Swords energy, you know, wield it and wield it loud and proud, baby. Like, she is not one to feel bad. You know, you make a decision, you stick to it. The next one we have here is your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. And this is interesting because I think we actually have an eclipse, if I'm not wrong, towards the end of 2020. So yeah, your commitment to yourself, I feel like, and your commitment to whatever you see yourself doing the next few years. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over 2 more oracle cards. We have a time for a nap. So yes, cut out any toxicity, anything negative that is not really serving you. You know, people that are just walking all over you and taking up your energy and your time that's not really giving back to you, cut them off, you know, walk away, take a lap, do whatever you need to do in order to sort out what you do want and make room for people who are going to give back to you, not just take all the time, you know, and burden you with favors. And then when you're trying to ask for a favor, they're not there for you the day of tomorrow, you know? With our last oracle card, we have Between Worlds. So you're kind of debating. I feel like maybe you know what I'm talking about, and you're kind of debating on whether or not you should leave the situation, whether or not, you know, whether or not you've had enough, or maybe there's, you know, maybe you're like, the camel's back hasn't broken yet. Maybe it can take on a little bit more and then leave, or you're trying to figure out how to leave without making so much of a scene is what I'm picking up. But do whatever you need to do, you know. If this is someone essential to your life, maybe you can talk it out, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. You know, you're a grown adult, you know, you can sometimes walk away and not really say why you walked away, but just, you know, deep down why they don't have to, you know, and they need to come to terms with that, the fact that they don't need to know everything about you, and that they don't need to always have their nose stuck in your business. I don't know why I had to say that. I felt like somebody needed to hear that. I pulled 3 more cards to just talk about like what chakras is like being affected right now, or just anything you can hear. So the first one, we have Presence. Your trigger statement says, why did this happen to me? Which means this is something you could be feeling. Your scent or essential oil is clove. Your true statement says, how did this happen for me? Because not everything happens to you, they happen for you. You know, if you see yourself going to med school, like, you're gonna face challenges along the way before you get there. So just take it as this obstacle is trying to prepare you for the future you wish for, you know? Know that you are the star of your life, my dear. You are the lead, and the audience is here for you. I am rooting for you, guys. This also has to do with the solar plexus chakra. So maybe you guys need to do some meditations with that. The second one we have is another solar plexus chakra. It says Destiny. Your trigger statement says, I am lost. Your essential oil says Roman Chimolian? I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing that so bad. So this scent. True statement says, I do what I love. There is a path waiting for just you. Open your heart and mind so you can use it on your journey of fulfillment. So better things are coming your way as long as you're willing to accept it. Oh, I know I just dropped the third one. The third one says, freedom. I have no choice is your trigger statement. Inspiring is what you're wearing and it suits you. Your true statement says, I created my day, my life. It is the time to play. Do something different today to shift your routine. Maybe you've been feeling stuck. Maybe you've been feeling mundane. I also picked out, this was very last minute. I felt called to very last minute, as I already like pre-picked my piles in terms of whatever cards popped out, they popped out. But Spirit told me to pick one of my Wise Word homemade oracle cards. So I chose this one, and it says, protect your peace, get rid of toxicity, cleanse your space, and cultivate love. Yes. I love that for you. That sets the tone for the next 7 to 10 days. Please let me know what this is about down in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe if this resonated. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, my beautiful people who chose pile number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into the cards to tell you what you guys can expect for the next 7 to 10 days after you watch this reading. Please let me know if this resonates, like, comment, and subscribe down below if it does. So starting off, right off the bat, we have the 8 of Swords in the reverse, clarified by the Emperor. Then we have the 8 of Wands, clarified by the 7 of Pentacles. Then we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Fool in reverse. Then we have the King of Cups, clarified by the 3 of Cups. So right off the bat, I want to tell you guys, I'm so proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you because I feel like you guys have gone through a lot of shit the past few months, possibly a year. And I just want to say that you guys are finally letting go of any self-doubt, any negativity that you've been projecting onto yourself. You guys that in the past would restrict yourself, whether you were so scared of eating food to the point where you would restrict your calories and you would restrict yourself, or maybe you would restrict yourself from having fun or doing things you really wanted to because you didn't feel as though you were good enough nor worthy enough to do such a thing. I'm very proud of you guys for letting go of your fears and actually taking a chance and starting to move forward in the aspect of where you want to get to, where you want to be. I see this with the Eight of Swords in the reverse, clarified by the Emperor. You're now stepping into your power. You're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done letting people's opinions and my past define me. I am me now. I have a new perspective than I did when I was 15. I think we all do. You know, I have grown. I have matured. I know what I want. I know how I'm going to work for it. If you do not serve me, then I don't need you in my life. Goodbye. You know, if I want something, I will make a plan to get it, because I will get it. Because my thoughts create my reality. And that's why this is what I'm feeling from you guys. Like, and you guys come into the realization, like, my mindset changes so much. My reaction that I give to any circumstance changes the way it plays out, changes how I remember the scenario, right? Because the only reasons why your past has so much importance to you is because it's shaped by the story you tell yourself. So the meaning that you've attached to it stays with you. Maybe the moment didn't play out as though you remember it, you know, because in that moment you gave it a specific meaning, which then has stayed with you and continues to do so until this moment, because you guys are finally releasing that. You guys are finally seeing it for what it is. You're stepping into your power and you're seeing yourself for who you are. A very beautiful person, inside and out, who has the power to make whatever they want become reality. Your thoughts create your reality, okay? And you guys, I feel like you guys are really powerful manifestors, okay? I'm feeling that. My hands got really warm, so I think that means I'm right. Also, when I was shuffling these tarot cards, I kept hearing communication and traveling. I kept hearing self-negativity and self-sabotage is done. We're done with this phase. We're done. I also kept hearing that you guys are finally letting go of the illusions of the past, the illusions that you made to yourself, the empty promises that you knew you never could fulfill, the dreams and goals that you thought your reality would look like this, and I am living this, and people hate me because they don't understand me, this and that. Whatever you've been telling yourself that was all an illusion, or whatever story other people were making you believe about them, or about any situation you found yourself in. You guys are like finally letting that go. You guys are like, you know what? I'm done with these glasses. These glasses are no longer serving me. These rose-colored glasses, I'm done. Who gave me these glasses in the first place? You know what? I don't care. I'm just done wearing them. So now you're embracing, you know, maybe you see yourself because you're starting a new chapter in your life. You guys, I don't think you guys got divorced. I don't know, whenever I say new chapter, I always think like something ends, you know, a new ending, a new beginning, whatever. But I'm really hearing that you guys are finally done seeing things for what you thought they were instead of what they actually were. You know, you're like, you know what, I'm going to see things for how they are presented to me instead of what they could be if given like a few months, right? So an example would be when you date someone, you're like, there's potential for him to change or potential for her to change. But you know damn well that they won't change. And those little reasons you don't like in the beginning oftentimes are the reasons why you end up in the end, like you end up breaking up with them, are those most of the time the same reasons, you know? But with the Fool, that's clarifying the Seven of Cups, you know, the new beginning in which you thought you could have everything and anything, and maybe people, I'm hearing fake friends. So maybe there were some people in your life until recently that you realized, or maybe you're realizing this if you haven't already, if they haven't already given you a few red flags in your life up until this point. I feel that you're just kind of done. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to pursue a new beginning, but I'm going to do it alone. I'm going to do it on the down low. I'm not going to tell everybody about it. My spirit guides, my angels, you know, everybody, you know, God, the universe will guide me where I'm supposed to go, but I'm not going to tell anybody about this. You know, you don't have to tell people your visions. You don't have to make the noise to get the attention. You know, let your success speak for you. You know, don't tell people things before you do it. Why? Because one, they might copy you, and two, they will always criticize you for the way you go about things, and you don't need that. You're done with people's bullshit from these cards. I will tell you that right now. You're done. So you're finally communicating. You're finally telling yourself what you want and how you're going to get there. You're tired of being like, tomorrow I'll start my diet. Tomorrow I'll work harder. Tomorrow this and that. No, you're like, you know what? Why am I not seeing progress? You're not seeing progress because of the shitty mindset you were in, and you're trying to leave, and you will leave, because I see you having a lot more, you know, a mature air to you. I see you thinking in a way that's not only practical and logical for you, but actually makes you feel better, not only about yourself, but about your situation and how you go about things. You're not feeling as anxious. You're not feeling, you know, as clouded or brain fog. You know, you're not feeling as like, as though everything you're doing is wrong. Like, you are going and you're walking with confidence, you know, with pride. You don't have to question it, because you already know what you want. You know, the emperor isn't someone who says, maybe I'm going to take it back because I'm going to take it back because, you know, like, YOLO, I made the wrong decision. No, the emperor is someone who speaks with grace, who, when he commands a force, you know, of troops to go, you know, invade another country or defend his country, he's one to do it with confidence. He's not going to be like, yeah, you guys are going to die, but that's okay. He's not going to tell you that. He's going to make you want to go and fight for your dreams, and continue to do so even when the going gets tough, even when people are telling you things that you don't want to hear. He's the type of person, you know, because this is masculine energy, they're the type of person to put in the work and get the results, and you're wondering how. This is you. You're starting to come into this power. You're like telling yourself, you know, if I want to go on a date, if I want to feel love, I have to love myself first. I have to be the one taking myself on dates, buying myself flowers, because if I don't do that, you know, I will be waiting around forever to find someone who's going to do that for you. You're going to be sitting there until maybe you're dead or something for people to do things, and people are not going to do things for you. You know, people are selfish. We are selfish because we have to be. Because if we wait on other people, they're not going to do it, one, in the way we hoped for, right? So you're already ruining your expectations and your satisfaction and whatever else. And then two, it's the need and the codependency that's toxic. You know, rely on yourself because you know you can get it done. And that's the type of energy you guys are embodying. You guys are like, you know what? I'm going to make a practical plan. If I want to go to Europe in 2 to 3 months, I have to start saving. I have to start doing this, you know, whatever you want to do. You guys are finally communicating. You know, if there is a partner you want, if there's someone you're interested, you're like, you know what? I can't just wait around and manifest them to text me first. Like, I'll have to text them first, for example, right? Like, there's things that you just can't, you can't just wait around for. Like, sometimes you just have to take the initiative. And I see that, you know, the 8 of Wands tends to represent communication or travel. Maybe you've been wanting to go to the beach. Maybe you've been longing to go and sit at the beach or the mountains or a lake because you need to clear your mind because you feel stressed. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to stop waiting around with the 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to stop waiting around for it to just happen, and I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to say YOLO, take my car keys, do whatever I need else, like whatever else I need to take with me, and drive and go clear my mind, do whatever I want to do. You know, you're done waiting for people who are trying to fill your cup but never do, and then they leave you there stranded. They ghost you, they leave you, and you're like, huh? That's not what your words said. Why are your actions completely different? I don't get it, you know? And they would just leave you with empty promises, and you would trust that, and you would almost be okay with it because it was your fault for being too naive, you know? So I feel like now you guys are just keeping to yourselves. You guys are doing whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. Like, you're not really depending on people, and you're not caring about other people's opinion, which I'm proud of you guys. Like, step into your own power because you guys are badasses, you know? Like, go for it. Like, you have my support. Also, with the King of Cups upright, celebrated, so you might be celebrating something. Clarified by the 3 of Cups, it's telling me that there's going to be something that's coming up soon, whether it's like a party or just you're rekindling old friendships. But I feel like you guys are attracting your soul tribe. You know, if not within the next 10 days, you guys are starting to put things in motion so that the universe can bring you guys together, because they see that now you're embodying this King of Cups who's not only emotionally mature, but you also, like, you're not as childish. You know, you think before speaking, you see how to articulate your words so you're not offending people, so that when you come across people respect you for your wants and your needs, and you're not looking like a dick for being alone and for, you know, and for asserting your boundaries. They look at you and they're like, oh my God, like, they're so cool. I wish I was just as cool as them. Like, they know what they want. They're not afraid of putting themselves out there and being authentic. You know, this is something that I'm really happy for you guys, because the King of Cups is someone who's very emotional. You know, this could also mean that someone is entering your life. This could literally be like, there's a love offer from someone who's older than you who's going to be coming into your life, and you might meet them at a party. So that might resonate for some of you guys. You guys might meet them through a mutual friend if this is a love offer that's coming within the next 7 to 10 days, though. I would say give it 2 weeks at most. I don't know why I heard maybe you guys will meet them on Tinder. I don't know, that was so specific. Maybe your friends are trying to make you a Tinder and you meet this person on Tinder, whatever. Give it a shot if you feel called to. If not, like, YOLO. But with the King of Cups, I don't know, I look at that person and I feel happy. I feel like I can trust you, right? Because the King of Cups is someone who understands you and understands how vulnerable you can be. There's someone who, when they speak with grace, and they're not offending you and they're not hurting you like the King of Swords can be, right? But this person, like, they know how to present themselves in a public space and a private space in order to communicate their needs, right? Because the King of Cups isn't someone who always needs to talk. It's how they present themselves, like, body-wise, in terms of, like, your body language. You know how sometimes, like, your eyes can speak louder, like, your actions can speak louder than your words. Like, your eyes will always say the words that your lips could never. You know, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out your oracle cards. You guys actually got 6. The rest of the groups only got 4. So I kid you not. Look at this. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. When I was shuffling these cards, I just thought it was crazy because this message came out so strong for you guys. Like, I knew there was going to be extra cards or something, just because, like, when I was shuffling, I didn't really hear any specific words for the other piles, but these, like, the messages came in so strong for you guys. And I just want to say again, I'm proud of you guys. You guys are badasses, and I love it. It's time to release negativity. Let all those people who told you could never make it, who always brought you down, anything, people, situations, old flings, you know, whatever might be hitting your DMs because they see that you're happy now and you're celebrating and you're stepping into your power and you're just owning it, you know, and you're being unapologetically you. Oof. You know, you do you, and just let go of the negativity, because when you do that, abundance will come in, positivity will come in, your soul tribe is going to come in. And oh my god, look at this, you guys. You get Scorpio cards, and I promise I did shuffle this. I do not pick my cards just fly out because that's what my spirit guides tell me to do. So the next card, we have full moon in Scorpio, and then we have new moon in Scorpio. So maybe you guys are a Scorpio and this is like just like strong, really strong, like confirmation. And also the King of Cups, that's definitely Scorpio vibes. Like, you know what you want, you know? So work through your fears. Yeah, if there's anything that you might be iffy on, again, if it makes you feel uncomfortable to like the max, don't post it. But if there's like, you know, just like the fear of starting something new, take the risk, because you know what? At the end of the day, if you never took the risk, you'll regret it in like 60 years. But if you take the risk and it all goes well, you'll be glad that you took the risk, you know? And you guys got 4, so I'm going to go ahead and start flipping. So we have a change in the wind. Yes, you are embracing who you are, and people can't handle the fact that you're actually you, because you're so hot, you're so cool, you're so lovely, you know, you're so mature, and you're asserting your boundaries, you're communicating your needs up front, you're being blunt if that's what people say you are, but you're doing things that serve you. You're not putting up with people who are walking all over you, who are feeding into the overthinking, who are feeding into the fears. You're not listening to the words, you're listening more to the actions and how those actions are articulated, how those actions speak to you. If they don't serve you, you're walking away, and you know, like, you're like, hey, but I can't do this, goodbye, and you're not sorry about it. You know, you're unapologetically you while maintaining that same maturity air. So people understand, you know what, it just wasn't meant to be, instead of you being like, no, you're a dick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you do it in a nice way that's very, like, subtle. You know, it reminds me of water. It just kind of flows, and people don't question it. You know, if it flows, it flows. If it doesn't, whatever. The next one we have is TikTok. So maybe timing here is important for you guys. You know, maybe you've had enough time to think about releasing this and just, you know, just letting it go. You've maybe thought about this situation for a longer time than you probably should have, is what I'm hearing. But it's time to, you know, clean out the old and welcome in the new. The next one is soulmates. So if you guys are questioning maybe a Scorpio in a connection that maybe you did meet online or you met somewhere else, this person could be a soulmate, or again, you could be welcoming in soulmates that are going to help you grow. So this soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, right? This relationship could be a friendship, right? So that's what I'm feeling. And for the last one we have is milk and honey. Milk and honey will attract more people than, you know, vinegar and apple cider probably will ever. So when you speak, when you lace your words with milk and honey, more people are more likely to listen to you and respect you, because you're not making them feel bad. You're acknowledging them, and then you're asserting what you need to in order to get your point across. I picked 3 essential oils cards to just see what's triggering us at the moment and how we can overcome that for pile number 2. So we have innocence. Your trigger statement says, I have so much to do. Your essential oil is tangerine. Your true statement says, I am playful. Let the burdens of responsibility go in this moment and look at your world with the eyes of a child. So you guys are embracing a new perspective. That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. Like, that sounds so much fun. This also has to do with the sacral chakra. So if you guys want to do meditations with that, go for it. Your second card says awaken. Your trigger statement says, I do not know what to do. This is your essential oil. I don't want to butcher it. Your true statement says, every moment is a new opportunity. Take time today to engage your senses and create. The tension that has been dividing in your head and heart is leaving. Woohoo! So yeah, I think you guys were like really like killing yourselves with these problems, like overthinking it, and you're like, I don't know what to do. Take this as a sign, you know? Then your last one says foundation. I am rejected is your trigger statement. Birch is your essential oil. Your true statement says, I'm accepted. You have the strength to stand firm in your decision, honor your feelings, and pursue the path you're feeling called to. There you go. That was your reading, you guys. How exciting. If this resonated, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. I love talking to you guys. Have a great day. You're beautiful. Don't let other people walk all over you. Protect your peace. Buy my pile number 2s, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye. Hello, friends who chose pile number 3. Let's go ahead and dive into your reading. What can you expect the next 7 to 10 days after you watch this video? So right off the bat, we have the Hermit card, clarified by the 2 of Wands in reverse. Then we have the 9 of Swords in reverse, clarified by the 7 of Wands. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, clarified by the 4 of Pentacles. Then we have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So let me just say this. Who broke your heart? No, I'm serious, but not necessarily brokenhearted, you know, it doesn't mean you're out of a relationship and you're crying. It's more like maybe you've recently felt really disappointment, like a really big disappointment in someone or something. It could be work, relationship, friendship, or maybe even in yourself. It could literally be that you recently self-sabotaged something that you thought was going to go really well, but it didn't. So with the Hermit card clarified by the 2 of Wands in reverse, what I'm feeling is that you guys recently took a step back, or you guys are having a change of heart about something. You guys are trying to find a way to approach this new beginning, but you don't know how to even create a new beginning for yourself. You're trying to figure out what path will suit you. You're trying to figure out what and how you should go about starting anew. You know, you're confused, you feel almost kind of lost, and kind of like this overwhelming anxiety and sense that if you don't come up with something very soon, and if you don't figure it out, you're going to be late, and that no one is going to be there for you, and by the time you get there, no one's going to love you, and that you're not going to make enough money. Like, you feel super overwhelmed because right now you're struggling either with a decision, you're trying to figure out how to get your finances in check, or you're just trying to figure out life and what you want to do next, because maybe you're not feeling happy lately. I feel that with the 9 of Swords being in reverse, clarified by the 7 of Wands, I feel like there's something that's limiting your growth, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I feel like maybe you've been staying up too late on your phone watching these tarot videos, or maybe you're trying to be too careful to the point where it's not even considered a risk anymore. It's just, you're just kind of doing in order to suffice whatever you need to. You know, if there's, let's say, there's a condition, or if there's a requirement, you're not giving it your all anymore. You're just kind of like, no, I'm doing this because I have to. You know, you've lost that passion, that spark, and you're trying to figure out how to reignite it. And it's almost overwhelming you. Because when you look around, you're like, oh my God, especially like on Instagram, for example, you're like, oh my God, all these people are like living their best life. Like, how the heck? Like, you know, I'm 25, I'm single, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a cute puppy. Like, oh my God, you know, like, you're panicking. And I just want to tell you, don't panic. You know, everybody in life has a different pace at which everybody runs. You know, some people run faster, some people run slower, and you are just looking ahead. So stop looking to your sides and making comparisons to other individuals, okay? Because life isn't fair, which makes it fair to everybody in that aspect. You know, you are given so much, but hey, it's what you're given. It's what you can make out of what you're given and how you interpret what you've been given since day one on this planet that will make, you know, or break you. It will allow you to make better things or worse things. You know, it will shape your attitude, and it's how you react. I was just telling pile number 2 this. It's how you react to every situation that's going to be the way you remember it for the rest of your life. It's the story you tell yourself that allows you to continue to be attached, that allows you to continue to obsess over an ex, or obsess over an old job, or obsess over the body you had when you were 16 with a fast metabolism. You know, it's a story you tell yourself that you remember the most, but in those moments, in the actual moment, not the story of the moment you're telling yourself, in that actual moment, things were different, and you know that. So stop overthinking, stop fighting yourself, stop feeling like you're not doing enough, because you are doing enough. You know, things are coming at you, things are happening the way they should be. You know, don't question where you are, because listen, you're watching this, you're meant to be here for a reason, okay? Don't come at me. No, I promise I have thick skin. You can if you want to. I won't take it personally. But what I am saying is that I feel like lately you guys have been like if there's an idea that comes up and you're like, oh my God, what about this? You're like, no, that's not practical. That's never gonna last. Oh my God, like, I'm gonna suck at that. I'm not as good. Why did I even think about that? Like, you immediately shoot it down, right? I don't even know where to begin. Like, I feel like some of you guys are just kind of done. You're like, you know what? I'm done worrying. There's no point in worrying over this. Like, I'm done. Whatever happens, happens. But nothing's gonna happen with that type of attitude, right? If you want to get somewhere, you don't have to make a roadmap telling you, you know, every single kilometer you're going to drive in the road that day. No. You can just have like a brief outline of goals. Don't make it overwhelming, and don't make it impossible. Make it something you could stick to, so that when you get there, you feel genuine happiness that you got there, and you are proud of yourself, because you know what? I'm proud of you. You've made it this far, and you're going to continue to go further, and your dreams will come true, and I will be rooting for you every step of the way, okay? Because you are never alone. I am there for you, and so is God, the universe, and spirit guides and angels, of course. Well, that kind of got deep. But with the 8 of Pentacles being in reverse, I do feel like you guys are procrastinating. Like, I feel like you guys aren't putting in the work in, and then you guys are kind of questioning, why isn't it coming to me? You know, Jessica got this so easily, but why is my manifestation taking so long? Why is it not happening? Well, have you been putting in the work? Have you been keeping up your bargain? You know, have you been keeping up your end of the bargain? Like, have you been, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, have you been exercising? Have you been eating healthier? Have you been maintaining, you know, a balanced diet? Or have you been binging every single night at the fridge, and then going to McDonald's and then questioning why things aren't happening to you? You know? Sorry if that came off a little too strong, but I had to tell it as it is and as I see it. So what I do want to say is that everybody has to start somewhere. It's going to be hard, and it's going to be tough in the beginning, because that's how life is. If everything was easy, everybody would be doing anything they wanted to. And on top of that, I don't think people would appreciate it or value it as much as if it was just as easy as snapping your fingers, right? So put in the work in. If you don't know where to start, talk to someone. Talk to someone you might know, or that might be on LinkedIn, that maybe you look up to. Because the worst thing that can happen is if you reach out for help, if you reach out to someone who knows more about whatever you're interested in, right? The worst thing they can say is no. But if you keep asking, someone's eventually going to say yes, and they can help mentor you, and they can help guide you. You know, it doesn't have to be a mentor, right? As I mentioned, it could literally be a friend. Maybe you need a good conversation with a friend and being like, hey, I feel like this, you know, I feel like shit. You know, I look at your Instagram, you look amazing. I'm very, like, I'm genuinely happy for you, but I just wish I could have something similar for myself. You know, that's not coming off as envious, it's coming off as sincere. You genuinely feel like you're behind. And it's okay to feel like that. I feel like that sometimes too. Like, imposter syndrome, look that up, please. That's real. That's so real. That's when you work so hard that when you finally get all the things that you put in the work for, you feel like you don't deserve it because you feel like you didn't do enough, right? I struggle with that sometimes. I really do. Like, see, that's me being honest and vulnerable. Woohoo! But I feel like you guys genuinely aren't putting in the work, or maybe you guys are slacking, or if you guys are putting in the work, you're half-assing it. You're not really putting in the work 100%, but you are craving stability, and it's almost to a point where, I don't want to say you're being a cheap ass, but it's like you're so scared that if you stop, or if you dedicate time to yourself, or if you spend, let's say, I don't know, like $20 on a piece of cake, which I don't think I would, but let's just say an example, right? You buy something for yourself that you've been wanting for a while. It's maybe $20 to $100. You're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, this and that, like whatever. I understand craving stability is great, but if you're not putting in the work in, don't spend the money, right? Like, if you're not in a financial place to treat yourself, don't treat yourself. If you are in a financial place, don't be in scarcity mindset that is limiting you. You know, you are stable, you have enough. Why are you acting as if you don't have a dime to spare? When a friend comes to you and asks, like, hey, Johnny, like, I really don't have any food today. Like, they could be homeless or something. If somebody asks for something that you genuinely know is struggling, and you turn a blind eye to them, you're like, that's their responsibility, whatever, and you know damn well you have enough to give them, it will come back to you. You know, it's not a bad thing to give sometimes, especially when you are sitting on a throne of abundance and stability. Like, you know, you can spare $5 and give them, I don't know, a Whataburger or something. I don't have any Whataburgers in the state. I used to before they all closed down. It wasn't popular in Florida. But if you can't, you know, if you can't even give it to yourself, if you can't even give it to yourself, how are you going to give it to somebody else? So what I'm trying to say here is that you're craving stability and you're craving abundance, and you're not putting in the work in. And if you are putting in the work in, then that means you have enough to give to others when there is like a need, or when there is a situation in which someone has asked you for money, right? The least you could do is give them maybe $5, but at least you gave them something. You know, maybe when they went to you, they didn't expect you would respond, or maybe you'd leave them on red, or you wouldn't even give them anything and shun them out. But the fact that you gave them $5, that just made their day, right? I'm sorry, that was a really long-winded example, but I don't know, I felt called to share that. Like, don't be greedy. Don't hog it. If anything, embrace it. Make it seem as though you are in abundant mindset, because abundance attracts more abundance and opportunities. Scarcity is only going to stack up the bills you have to pay. It's only going to minus money from your bank account, and it's going to make you feel stressed out, because whatever you have, it's never going to be good enough for you. Now, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel like you guys need to assert your boundaries. I feel like you guys need like a guide map in terms of where you want to go, how you want to go there. And I think you guys need to work, I don't know why, on your heart chakra. Like, you guys need to be a little bit more open-minded with the people around you. Be more patient, especially if you have like older parents or older people around you, or people who might not be on the same, you know, intellectual level as you, or they might not be on the same vibration or frequency as you, but you're related to them or something, right? Like, have more patience with those people. Have more patience in general. And when you are being assertive with your tongue, don't do it in a way that's going to hurt them, because later on down the line, you're going to regret it. So please speak with a lot of patience and a lot of love. You know, come from a place of gratitude, right? Because everybody's a reflection of a part of you, whether you believe that or not. Like, that's what it is, supposedly. That's what it is, actually. But anyways, embrace your emotions. It's okay to cry. You don't have to be tough 24/7. You don't have to know what's going on 24/7. You know, if everybody knew what was going on 24/7, what's the point of being alive? What's the point of being scared to take the risk because you don't know if it's going to succeed or fail? What's the point of asking for tomorrow when you already know it's guaranteed? you know? There's no fun in that. So embrace your emotions, because the Queen of Cups is someone who's very beautiful when upright. She's someone who speaks with maturity. She's someone who embraces like her tears. She's someone who embraces her humility and her emotional maturity, and how she can actually be empathetic. You know, right now you're trying to distance yourself from people in general, and that's not a good thing. I mean, distance yourself to the point where you can see where you're going, but don't do it where it's going to hurt you in the end, because you're not used to socializing with people ever again. You know, don't do that, because that's going to hurt you. Just be careful with the way you say things and how you say them, right? Because your intentions could be your intentions could be amazing, but if you don't say it properly, and if you don't articulate and put yourself out there and you say it with attitude, people are only going to remember the attitude instead of the message behind the words that had the attitude. You feel me? I'm going to go ahead and start flipping your oracle cards. We got 4. So we have here, you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. This is actually funny because the full moon was a few days ago. So maybe some of you guys are manifesting, or maybe you guys aren't feeling good enough. Actually, I'm lying. That was one of the messages that came through. I remember that. When I got this card, one of the messages that came through was that some of you guys didn't feel like you were good enough to continue down the path you were on. Again, it's that same thing of the imposter syndrome, where you put in all the work, but you don't really know if you're up to it, and you don't really know if you are worthy when you actually are. So be more lenient, be more loving with yourself, right? Because you deserve to be loved. Okay, you are loved. I loved you. But you deserve to be happy and loved on a daily basis. So when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should do is, be grateful you woke up. And then number 2, love yourself and love those around you and love your surroundings. Just be grateful for anything and everything, and the universe will give back, I promise. The second Monology card we have is luck is on your side, New Moon in Sagittarius. So maybe you're maybe you're a Virgo, maybe you're a Sagittarius, maybe somebody that is making you question the path. Could be either or maybe the new moon in Sagittarius is significant for you. Off the top of my head, I don't know if there's going to be one this year. There might be, I don't know. Google it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and flip over 2 more. So we have Yin. So start embracing things. Start feeling like you deserve to be happy. Start feeling as though you deserve to be treated with respect, and that all things are made of love, right? Start feeling like it's your turn to receive blessings. So instead of looking at people with, I don't know, negativity, slightly jealous eyes and envious, just like, overall that type of feeling, start looking at things for, I am receptive of abundance. I am receptive of love. Everything comes naturally and easily to me. Like, start embracing the divine feminine energy and watch your abundance multiply. For the next one we have is exchanging gifts, number 27. The yin was number 2, by the way, in case that's significant. For exchanging gifts, I feel like maybe some of you guys are going to treat yourselves. Maybe there's a piece of cake you want. Maybe there's something that you want that maybe you've been longing for, but you never really felt worthy of getting it. Treat yourself if you can, financially, go for it. If not, treat yourself by just having a little self-care day at home, because I do those all the time because I love them. I'm a homebody, So definitely do that. Or maybe somebody's going to be sending you a gift because it's your birthday. I have 3 essential oils cards that's just going to say what's been triggering us lately. What are some issues we've been going through? So this one we have is release. Your trigger statement says, I have nothing left. Tension is what you're feeling. Your true statement says, I nurture myself. Dear one, it is time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be. In a place of rest, healing will unfold. So are you guys holding a lot of tension? Are you guys, I don't know why I said tension. And like the top of my shoulders, like where your neck is at, those little muscles right there felt so sore when I said that. Maybe there's something going on with your solar plexus chakra too, so try to meditate on that. Your next one says compassion. I am unlovable is your trigger statement. Stop, you're lovable. I love you. You're amazing. There's only one of you in this entire motherfucking universe. How special does that make you feel? It should make you feel hella special. True statement says I am love. Your heart is healing and expanding with love. Spend time showering yourself with love and then share it with others. Did I not mention earlier the heart chakra that I felt? I'm pretty sure I did, and I just realized Virgo, the card, has a lot of green, so maybe you guys need to focus on your heart chakra. Maybe somebody's going to come to you and present love or exchanging gifts or presenting something that they picked out for you with a lot of love, right? Maybe something like that will happen. Your scent, I can't remember if I mentioned, was rose. And your last one says wisdom. Your trigger statement says, it doesn't make sense. Rosemary is your essential oil. Your true statement says, I see the bigger picture. You are moving towards a deeper level of understanding, from knowledge to wisdom. Ooh, upgrade. Take time to absorb the lessons. Yes, maybe you guys are going to get a lot of spiritual downloads is what I'm hearing. Also with the Rosemary card, that's your third eye chakra. So maybe do some meditations on that. Those are all the cards I have for you today, pile number 3. If this resonated, please comment, like, and subscribe. I love talking to you guys down below. If you have any video suggestions, please let me know. I'm always up for it. I love you guys and have a great one. Bye.